looking for lateral joint line tenderness in lateral compartment OA or in lateral meniscal tears. Looking for LCL, lateral collateral ligament tenderness on the femoral attachment or tenderness on the tibial fibular attachment. The IT band, tight or no, which we'll see on movements, but their attachment of the IT band on the femur or on the tibia can also be tender, which is just posterior to the LCL. Same way, medial collateral, anteromedial collateral, anteromedial joint line prominence or tenderness, medial joint line prominence or tenderness, and within that, medial collateral attachment at the femoral side, medial collateral attachment of the tibial side, and mid substance of medial collateral. These are the tenderness areas. Posteromedial tenderness, posterolateral tenderness, which we talked then, and the pes anserinus tenderness. Then looking for range of motion. Now this is 0, this is say 90 degrees, and this is full flexion. You got to mention in your findings whatever range you have found, 0 to 90, 0 to 140 or whatever. So next time you know whether there is a change happening and you have a objective relevance that, you started off saying that the range was 10 degrees to 70 degrees in pain, and at the end of 6 weeks, now you have a range which is 0 to 140 painless. So you know there is a, not just a subjective improvement, but an objective improvement too. Then looking for anterior cruciate ligament laxity, which is what you do are anterior drawers. This guy has to translate anteriorly if the anterior cruciate is not working. And the tibia will translate posteriorly if the posterior cruciate is not. So this is a posterior drawers, this is an anterior drawers. Then you look for medial and lateral collateral ligament laxity. Hold the femur, hold the tibia, give a valgus stress. If the medial joint line opens up, then it is a medial collateral laxity. Give a varus stress. If the lateral joint line opens up, it's a lateral collateral laxity. Now in osteoarthritis, you will find majority of the times medial laxity. You will find medial and lateral laxity in osteoarthritis. How? Because the medial cartilage is, say, from 5 millimeter has become 0.5 millimeter. So you have about 4 millimeter ka difference. So the medial collateral ka length would have remained the same. That cannot shrink. So it has become lax now. So you will develop some medial laxity in an osteoarthritis without injury. So don't say that, this is an injury. Medial collateral laxity is seen in medial compartment OA with varus. Got it? Pes anserinus tenderness is quite common in osteoarthritis knee. Medial hamstring attachment tenderness is quite common in osteoarthritis knee. Anteromedial joint line and medial joint line tenderness is the commonest. Then coming to patellofemoral. The patellar side to side mobility is natural and normal. Once people develop patellofemoral osteophytes, their side to side mobility reduces. So that is one relevant finding you will find. Patellofemoral compression giving pain and grating and crepitus or grating are signs of chondromalacia or patellofemoral OA. If you push the patella on the side and then try to pressure the undersurface or the articular surface of patella and the patient develops tenderness, that's a medial facet chondromalacia. The reverse and lateral undersurface, that's lateral chondromalacia patella. Okay? Grating or crepitus is also there. Alright? Effusion I said, synovitis I said, menisci now to be seen. Menisci you can know by externally rotating tibia and from flexion to extension. If the patient develops a click, pain or ouch, that is medial meniscus most of the times. And internal rotation from flexion to extension, if you find a click, pain or ouch, It's lateral meniscus most of the times. But this has poor specificity compared to other laxities that we're talking about. Yeah? Then resistance testing, that is what I was talking about then. Pull this in. Flexion resisted action giving pain anywhere here is hamstring related situation. Seedha karo. Extension causing pain is patellofemoral or patellar tendon related. Okay? And vastus medialis strength you can know by keeping the patient slightly externally rotated and raising it up. Raise it up. The strength will be poor. The IT band tightness is what you check by one, of course, the patient has to be totally relaxed. You feel the IT band, whether it is very taut or no, and their ability to go here. Once you go there, this becomes so tight and they are unable to go beyond the limit. Of course, in very bad osteoarthritis hip, you will also have restricted adduction, so don't get confused with that. I'm talking of osteoarthritis knee with tight IT bands, or runners with tight IT bands. A lot of marathon runners develop tight IT bands, and there's something known as tight IT band syndrome in runners. Because of the tight IT band, they develop a small bursitis or an enthesopathy near its attachment here, and that is the cause of their pain. After running 15 kilometers, I have to sit. That is the kind of talk they say. If I run smoothly, there's no problem, but in a regular marathon, if I run beyond 15, I start developing knee pain. So these are the guys. Yeah?
So what's the reason for the tight IT band?
What I was talking the previous part, that the gluteus medius and all are not functioning very well. So they start using the tensor fascia lata. The vastus medialis is not doing very well, so the vastus lateralis has to work more. So there's a slight rotational element, and that's why this guy has to tighten to kind of lock the knee better.